Good afternoon, everybody. What's up? Oh, I wanted to record this as a video, but I was like, forget it. Probably better if I just do it as a live hangouts. But anyways, so I was digging through my drawer, and I pulled one of these out. Okay, and when I pulled it out, I was thinking to myself, gee, this was such a great idea from Google. And I started thinking to myself, like, what were some of the reasons that possibly could have killed this off? And so that's what I'm going to talk about in this video is some things that I feel that Google went wrong, which ultimately led to the wallet card being discontinued. Now, the Google Wallet app is still functioning, but the physical debit card is actually taken away. Um, so let's start off with the obvious. This has been around for quite some time, and not a lot of people really picked up on it. People didn't get too in tune with Google Wallet until Android Pay basically came out the woodwork, and everyone just had to have Android Pay. So possibly one of the reasons that kind of like slow, like I mean, it was already slow as hell, but what really slowed it down for Google Wallet, especially the physical debit card, was the fact that Android Pay was moving on in, and everyone else was excited for Android Pay. Um, Besides Android Pay, probably the biggest thing was actually loading money onto this. Now, one of the ways that you could do it, and has always been this way, is by linking your checking account or debit card to it. Now, there's a couple of things that people don't like to do, and one is they don't like to share their checking account information with anything. It doesn't matter if it's like a well-proven company that has like a legit, security or anything like that. People just don't like sharing their checking account information. And that was one of the ways to load Google Wallet was through your checking account. So with that being kind of killed off, there was no other way. There wasn't like Google did not partner with any other brand out there, like say CVS or Walgreens or Walmart or even Target. Like they didn't partner with anyone to become like a location where you can physically load the card in person. And because there was no options like that, hardly anyone used it. You know, the same thing is currently happening with Boost Mobile and their Boost Mobile wallet card. If you guys didn't know, Boost Mobile actually has a prepaid debit card service through Whip It, where you can use it to make purchases online. Just basic prepaid debit card stuff. And one of the good things about it is that there's no maintenance fee involved, monthly or anything like that. You load the card, you use it as you would a regular debit card. But the problem with that is that up recently, Boost Mobile actually changed their policies on it. And the way it used to be done before was you can either load it by using your checking account, or you could load it by going into a Boost Mobile store and giving the clerk in the store the money that you want to put on your card, and there was a $3 fee to add it on there, which wasn't bad at all. They recently did away with that, so now, in my opinion, Boost Mobile Wallet is actually hurting right now because you can't physically go into a Boost Mobile store and load the card. No one's really going to go and use it. And that's one thing that Google Wallet failed to do, was to have places for people to actually go in and load it and use it. I mean, if they had some sort of partnership with some of the places I named, I'm pretty sure not a lot of people would be using it, but the people that did get the downloaded the app and then signed up for a physical debit card, they would have used it definitely, because you would have had a place to load the card. I mean, it's not like a pretty off brand. It's backed by MasterCard, so it would be accepted in a lot of places where MasterCard is accepted for making purchases, and even using it online to buy things and have that sense of security. Like, okay, I can buy what I'm going to buy from Amazon, and I'm not going to get cheated out of money. My card's not going to get hit with another charge because I only have X amount of dollars, and that's all that's on there to buy what I'm going to buy. So you have that sense of security. So the idea behind Google Wallet was really good. Just being able to load the damn thing and be able to use it is what they made so hard for people. And like I said, and most people are not trusting to link their checking account or link their debit card to it. And even if you were trusting to link your checking account or debit card to it, when you transferred money, it was like doing a regular bank transfer, which, if you guys may know, could take several business days, which is kind of annoying because if you want to load the card, you want your money on it like that. You don't want to wait 3 business days or 5 business days for it to clear. Like, you want it there now because you're going to buy something right now. You're not going to buy it 3 days later, you know. So it also pissed people off in the fact that if they wanted to purchase something online or buy something online or just use it for whatever, they had to make sure they loaded the card at least a week in advance before they were going to use it. And that's where it also became very irritating. Another downside to it is that when, you know, personal story, but when I was told that I could begin making revenue with AdSense on YouTube videos, you basically had to sign up for AdSense, and one of the things that you had to do was link some sort of bank account that they could pay you to. Otherwise, they would send, I think they would send like a paper check to your address, which means that you would get your pay like a week after it was supposed to be processed. The way YouTube works basically is that they pay you once a month. The amount that you earn closes out on the 15th of every month, and then 7 days from then you get paid. So on the 21st, they process the wire transfer to your bank account, and on the 22nd, your payment from YouTube should be in your bank account. So every month on the 22nd, YouTubers get paid, basically. And so when I was signing up for AdSense for the first time, and I was, you know, doing all this other stuff, which is also kind of tedious and a little cumbersome, a little bit, the fact that they had to send you a 4-digit PIN number to your address to verify your AdSense account as basically your physical address. But one of the things was that I tried to use a Google Wallet card to see if, like, you know, if I got the routing number and the account number, and if they were able to load the pay on there. And quite surprising, Google Wallet's not supported as a payout method for YouTube, which I started to scratch my head and think, what the heck? This is something that is linked with your company, your services. You would think if you didn't want to use or give out your routing and account number for your personal checking account, that you know, you would option the Google Wallet card as a way of getting paid. And when you get paid through it, you can withdraw the money from an ATM. You can make purchases as if it was a regular debit card. No problems at all whatsoever. But YouTube didn't even capitalize on it. Well, I'm going to say YouTube, but Google didn't capitalize on the fact that they were already handing out physical debit cards from Google Wallet that they could pay content creators through that avenue. So there was like, it was like you had a good product. You had a very good product that could have flourished, you know, if you actually put some time and effort into it. And you didn't back it, for one. You didn't think of all possibilities of, like, people not wanting to use that to link to the card. So you didn't give an avenue for people to actually load the thing, like most other prepaid debit cards do. And you didn't back it by some of your own services that could have benefited off of this, you know? Because it would have made making money transfers very easy for Google. Obviously, Google Wallet, obviously Google intended, means that if they wanted to pay out content creators that didn't want to use their checking account, they could have done it this way. And it would have been a lot easier because it's through Google. You would think anything that's in-house would be easier to, you know, to work with than anything outsourced. And so those are some of the things that I feel that has killed the physical Google Wallet card. Now, you can still download the Google Wallet app on your smartphone. You can still use it to make payments through Tap to Pay and whatnot. But of course, most people don't really care for Google Wallet. Android Pay is where it's at. They've put a lot of time and effort into Android Pay. And so, yeah. And for me personally, I mean, you know, again, wishful thinking, if I actually worked at Google, I would have merged Google Wallet into Android Pay already. You know, there's no point in carrying two things that do the exact same thing and have them completely different. I mean, I know with Android Pay, you can link your own debit card and checking account to it, and then do Tap to Pay from there without actually having to have like a Google Wallet card. But I think Google Wallet should be built into Android Pay if it hasn't already, you know, if they haven't done that already, or if they're not planning to, they should consider that. Considering the fact that there's no point really just having Google Wallet as a standalone app and then having Android Pay as a standalone service. It just makes absolutely no sense to do that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this quick little rant. Also, again, I'm going to share it out to everybody. If you ever want to get a hold of me, Hangouts is not the best way anymore. Because some people don't use Google Plus or anything like that. So I did open up what's called a Sideline, which is a mobile number I can give out. And you guys can text if you guys ever want to ask me a question about a certain video that you need a response back as soon as possible. So that number is 480-744-9633. And yeah, you can text me questions or whatever. It don't matter because it's not my personal phone number, so I'm not all too worried about it. And I can always shut off notifications if I get a bunch of trolls. So it's no big deal for me to give it out. But this is just another way for you guys to get a hold of me if you guys have any questions or anything like that you guys need help with. There you go. So I'll put that in the description, the number, so you guys can text it or whatever. And that's it. So live broadcast over. Thanks for checking it out. If you watched the replay, thanks for watching the replay. Smash that like button if you guys enjoyed the topic. And subscribe if you have not. So I will see you guys later. Probably tomorrow.